Hello everyone, welcome back to the another session in Principles of Programming Languages. Now we'll continue to learn about the next programming language which support data abstraction, and that language name is Objective-C. Right. So I said in the previous video when I talk about the C++, so basically C, C++, Objective-C, or we feel it is all three are same, correct? And even it is right in one perspective that I'll discuss now. So basically all these three languages origin is C itself. Now, so from C only we came to C++, from C only we came to Objective-C. The origin is what? C. From C we derived C++ and Objective-C. Fine. Now, C with some objective oriented programming concept has become C++. C with some objective oriented features has also become Objective-C. Now the fundamental difference is what? Objective-C programming language code has adopted from Smalltalk. Smalltalk is a first programming language, let's say. Smalltalk is the programming language which will have the syntactical procedure just like of Perl. We were discussed about Perl in the previous videos where each line of the Perl will start with some identifier. Let's say if I wanted to define one array in the Perl program, we'll say @ symbol or else dollar symbol to take one particular index number and percentile to take one dictionary, right? Did you remember? So Smalltalk is that kind of language. So Smalltalk syntaxes we will be going to see in Objective-C. Finally, the difference is what? C is the origin of these two languages. C with extension you will find here Java syntactical structure. We will find here Smalltalk syntactical structure. Whatever features we will be going to see, few features will be hide in C++, and whatever features we were going to have in Smalltalk, that all features were adopted in Objective-C. Right? So this you have to keep in mind. So you cannot find the syntactical structure of C++ Objective-C as same. We cannot find, because the structure of C++ you will find with mixture of C and Java, and the structure of Objective-C will find with Smalltalk. So that part we'll be going to see in this video. Now, so coming to the abstraction, how it will be provided in Objective-C is the same. It will provided with two kind of parameters, which is encapsulation and the other one is information hiding. Now, so as we were stated in the previous things that, so as has been previously stated, Objective-C is similar to that it is initial design was the C as I discussed. C language with the extensions to support object oriented, but the syntax you will find in Smalltalk, and abstraction is being provided here with the using of encapsulation and information hiding. Now let's see here. Basically Objective-C will be having two things, and that is what? Interface part and implementation part. Interface part is what? Simply say we will be having specification part for any kind of subprogram, for any kind of a block. We'll specify what it is and we'll implement how it will perform, right? Let's say that I wanted to perform sort operation. Now, to define the name of the sorting it will be done in the specification part. In the specification part, I'll say that sort is a function with the array of elements and the size of the array is n. So this is what specification part. Body part or implementation part is how these elements are going to be read using which function, and that the task of sort will be going to be specified in implementation part. As far as Objective-C is concerned, specification part we call with the name of interface, and implementation part or else body part we'll say it is implementation. So here in ADA we say it as specification and body package. In Objective-C we say it is interface implementation. Interface is what? We'll keep the data of specification, like what function it is, what parameters those are, that kind of things are available in interface part. Implementation part will do what kind of specification will implement, that's what. Now let's see, the interface part of an Objective-C class is defined in a container called an interface with the following general syntax. So symbol we take in Objective-C, and the purpose of is what? Directive. So the way we'll take hash symbol in other programming languages, hash is what? It is a directive. It indicates it's a directive. So in Objective-C and in Smalltalk, we'll take symbol as a directive. So interface, class name, parent class. So the similarity in between C++ and Objective-C is what? C++ will take classes or types. Objective-C also will take classes or types. That's the one similarity. Here, class name and parent class, we'll take it is colon. The way how you can take equal to, here we'll take colon. Instance variable declarations and method prototypes. Fine. So that say we'll just similarize with C++ code. So we'll take some class name and we'll write some data members and member functions. Now here we'll take instance variables and method prototypes. Once after you define the class what it contains, we'll just end the class. So with the symbol. So this is what, how to specify a interface part in Objective-C. So I told in the previous slide that Objective-C will have two parts. The first part is interface part, second part is implementation part. So implementation part, the implementation of a class is packaged in a container naturally called it is implementation. The name of the class is also implementation, which has the following syntax, and this is what the syntax. So again this is what? Directive. We'll start with the symbol and we'll end with the and end. So this implementation class name, method definitions, and in this part, in implementation part, we'll define the method. In interface part, we'll declare the method, and that's what the difference if you remember in the previous slide. Now just go back to this slide, previous slide. So in the previous slide, what we denoted? We just denoted the method with prototype. That's if it is a void method or integer method or what kind of method it is, we'll declare here, and we'll define the method in the implementation part. So I guess you understood about interface and implementation. Now we'll proceed. As in C++, in Objective-C classes or types, method properties, prototypes have the following syntax. Now you have to keen concentrate on this. The syntactical structure is this. We will write a method, we'll follow this syntax to write a method. So here there are two symbols, plus sign, minus. If a method is preceded with the minus, we say it is interface. Minus sign indicates an instance method. Plus sign indicates it's a class method. And each method in the program will start either with plus or with minus. And it will be having a parameters into it. Right, we'll see some examples how parameters will be given, how method will get created in the Objective-C. We'll go ahead with the examples. Now let's look into this example. So here I have taken minus symbol. Minus sign represents instance, correct? And instance, minus symbol is what? Instance, and the method name is what? Method 1, and the parameter is what? Int x. We can also take two parameters. So that's what this. I can take two parameters. The method is what? Method 2. Method belongs to integer return type or else integer prototype, and minus will give you a knowledge that it is an instance, and integer x is first parameter, float y is second parameter, and you may be not required to write here second. Second is to say that it is second parameter. That's it. It is an optional that you maybe delete this one and you can write the same, that int method 2 colon int x colon float y. Yes, that's also right. It is a legal syntactical structure of Objective-C. And so we'll be also using here constructors and destructors the way how we were used in C++. Constructors in Objective-C are called initializers. they only provide initial values, as C++ will do constructor to initial the values of class members. Here also we will take initializers to define the values to the class members. They can be given in any name, and as a result they must be explicitly called. Now this is what the difference. In C++, class name and your constructor name should be same. In Objective-C it can be defined with any kind of name. But condition apply, constructor should be start with the keyword of initializer. And they use a return statement that returns self a reference to the current object. An object is created in Objective-C by calling alloc. So alloc is what? Objective. So the meaning of this alloc is what? The moment when Objective-C compiler will execute this, alloc is the object name to allocate the memory for that. So this is what the basic fundamental idea to get into the program. The other thing is what? Abstraction is provided with the information hiding. So generally we will be having two access specifiers inside of it. Those are what? Public 3 access specifiers. C++ will be having 2 access specifiers, public and private. Objective-C will have 3, public, private and protected. Now let's see how we will restrict the users not to have this access on the data. So this is what the implementation program, the way how we were seeing in the previous programming languages. We were taking the same example according to the syllabus. The example is what? Stack implementation, stack operations implementation. So we were taken here interface, @interface, and this interface is going to have declaration part. So whatever data members we have, that will define inside of the block. So this is what, if you see the syntactical structure of before slides, you will be understanding what I am teaching here. See the down of it, after this block we have to write method prototypes. So I wrote all method prototypes, all these are started with the minus symbol. It ensures you these are what? Interfaces. Now the values of this data members will be provided with these constructors. So here I have taken a constructor with the name of initializer. Right. Now we will be having this implementation part, and this implementation part will ensure the compiler that what kind of operations or each method is performing. So how stack functions will perform that. So how push will get performed, how pop will get performed. So conditions will be the same from language to language, conditions will not change. The conditions are what? When push will happen. So generally pushing of element into the stack will get happened when it is empty. And if you go to push the element when it is full, then naturally will get an error. The same logic will write in each of the code, each of the block. So how when push will push is possible, when pop is possible, when push will get failed, when pop will get failed, we were kept inside of the conditions and we wrote this one. So this is about the programming of Objective-C. So look at this. So this is what the thing which I am writing into main function. So you know about this command line arguments, we will take this argc and argv. So these are the command line arguments, and we will be calling the function to to perform the functions here. So this is what the output, what we will get according to the code and the logic. So this about Objective-C. Fine. Thank you all.